Hello students, today we are going to discuss an important topic, political system approach of David Easton, BA Part 1st, Paper 1st, Foundation of Political Science, Unit B. This side Dr. Mamta Pareek from Poddar International College, Jaipur. Political system is about adopting new method of study to make political science more scientific and certain in the area of comparative politics. The need of the hour is to study political science through political system. The basic requirements is dissatisfaction of available approaches. That means the traditional and popular approaches. Specific structure for comparative study. Ideology-free study, that means the approach can applicable equally on all the ideologies. Requirement of real study, scientific study. These are the basic requirements for a new political system approach. What is political system approach? Political system theory is an important theory in comparative politics. A system is defined as set of related units which interact with each other on a continuous basis. The overall interactions within the units of the system allow the system to function and an equilibrium is attained. David Easton. David Easton is the first political thinker to use the system analysis to understand the political process. He has explained system theory in his famous book, A Framework for Political Analysis. The political system approach is a combination of three words: politics, system, and approach. System and approach. Political means such activities and relationship which involves power to a significant extent. System means a set of elements or parts, functional or material or both, which are interrelated, interdependent, and interacting. Gabriel Awan says a system means attributing a particular set of properties to interactions in a society. This is political and system equal to political system. The characteristics of a system are, here we are discussing characteristics of a simple system, not a specifically political system. So every system has four basic characteristics. First one is interdependency. There is some structure in a system and all the structure are interdependent. Second is limits. Every system has some specific limits and boundaries. Environment. The system must interact with environment. And the last, power. Every system, that means every organization, has power. The system approach. System, and we are talking about political system. Entities, institutions, politicians, and leaders in political system. Interrelationship exists among them, and communication, channel, influence, obligations. So this is a mixture of system approach. Now coming to what is political system? According to David Easton, political system is a system of interaction in society through which binding and authoritative allocation of values are made and implemented. The basic line is the allocation of values according to David Easton. This is political system. According to Max Weber, a political system is a human community that successfully claims the monopoly of the legitimate use of physical force within a given territory. Basically, David Easton states that political system is a group of interactions where demands converting in output. This is a conversion process between input to output. Let's discuss characteristics of political system. There is lots of characteristics of a specific political system. Here we are discussing the universal characteristics of a political system. Universality of political system. Everywhere the political system is available. Acquisition of legitimacy. It has the capability of legitimacy. Political structure. This is a combination of political structures. Multifunctional political structure. A political structure is not specific with a specific function. It is multifunctional. Power. Every structure and every system has power. Inevitability of change. Development of ideology. They are working on new ideology. Political functions, of course, they emphasizing on the political functions. Uneven distribution of political influence. Resolution of conflicts. Culturally mixed and uneven control of political resources. These are the characteristics of political system. Let's come to political system according to David Easton. David Easton was the first political thinker to use system analysis to understand the political process. He explained system theory in his book, A Framework for Political Analysis and a System Analysis of Political Life. Political system distinct from all other systems because it is concerned with authoritative allocation of values in society. Value means resources, allocation means distribution, equal distribution, and authoritative decision based by authority and force. This is political system base according to David Easton. In other meaning, we can understand that a political system want to survive by the performance of two main functions. First one is it must be able to allocate value to society, and it's based on taking decision and issuing commands. And second one is it must be able to get all members of society except those values which are allocated. Means get decision implemented and command obey. According to David Easton, to ensure the survival of political system, we have to control the impacts of influence on the system. Now, according to David Easton, Easton provides a model of political system which is really a system of conversion of input or output. Political system is influenced by two functions. First is input and second is output. Input has demand and support, and output has decision and act of the authorities like policies, legislation, laws, etc. Demand, expression of opinion or call for decision. Support, paying taxes and obeying rules of the government. This is support towards demands. And decision and action of the authorities, these output influence the inputs. Let's come to the appropriate model given by David Easton regarding political system approach. Input. Input means demand plus support. Input includes demand and the support for the demand by the public. Demand flow from the environment into the political system. In the same manner as a machine produces refined material from raw material. Demands are the expectation of people, those presenting in front of rulers to fulfill. Without support, demand has no importance. So the demand along with support is presenting in front of political system. Political system, before political system concern about our input, there is a process for filter. After the filterization, political system will work on our inputs. This is a conversion of demand. This process is known as conversion of demand. This is a process to filter and convert the present demand and try to fulfill with modification. To format a legislation on the ground of these demands can be merged and minimized. The basic object of this conversion is to get more support and trust towards rulers. Finally, we get output in the form of legislation, law, policies. The authoritative values as the output of the political system. Output is the result of the conversion process. The base of output is the demand with public support. Basically, political decisions taken by the authorities are known as political outputs. It decides the capability and the caliber of a developed or developing political system. Outputs can be divided in two parts: official output and associated outputs. After this process, input comes to political system with the filterization. Political system convert our inputs in outputs like legislation, law and policies. We have a loop. To absolute this circle, the loop is feedback loop, or we can say this is re-input. Feedback is a dynamic process through which information about the outputs and the environment is communicated to the system, which may result in subsequent changes or modification of the system. Without this feedback loop, the political system circle is not absolute. It provides regularity in operating political system. After the reactions on outputs, the information come to authorities is known as feedback or re-input. So this is the famous model of David Easton of political system approach: input, output, feedback, re-input, political system, and this whole process is known as process of conversion. Let's come to evolution of political system. The merits offers a framework for scientific analysis of political process, dynamic model and easy to explain the change of politics, norm-intensive dimensions, study national and international politics, evaluate the capacity of system, useful in regular analysis, equally applicable on all types of ideologies, helpful in universal theory, study of instability of politics. These are the merits of political system approach. Parallelly, we are going to discuss demerits of political system. The political system became more independent, elite-oriented theory, limited to national problems, not appropriate for international problems, narrow concept, not appropriate for revolutionary changes. It is not capable to explain the revolutionary changes in national politics. So it is a narrow concept. But there is no allegation on Easton to irregularity in political system approach. After the involvement of feedback loop, re-input is providing an organized regularity to every political system. According to all analysis, this approach is most appropriate method in comparative politics. It is equally applicable on democratic and non-democratic, Western and non-Western, and developed and developing countries. But it is in preliminary stage. It took more time, more research to develop and prove itself a specific approach for modern political science study. Thank you so much. Again, this side Dr. Mamta Pareek from Poddar International College. Have a great day. Keep learning. Thank you.